So this was our previous session. So we discussed about integer, floating, and character variables. So now today we'll see about a string. What is a string? In English terminology, we can say like a word or a sentence that we call it as a string. So let me define one string. So all these are primitive data types like integer, double, float, character, boolean. All these are primitive data types. So so all of them will start with a small letter. But whereas string is a non-primitive data type, so it is basically a class. So if you see a string is a class, right? So a class name, what we have studied, it should start with a capital letter. So string is a class. For this, we need to create a variable. So let me define yes. This is the variable, and let me define a string. So string should always be enclosed in double quotes, right? So so this is my string, and we should always terminate a sentence with a semicolon. Okay. So this is my string yes. Okay, this is how we define a string. Let me print this one, system.out.println. Yes. Let me run this program. Okay, the string is, this is a demo class. So this is how we define a string. We know that this is a class. In a class, we have lot of methods. We can play with lot of methods that I'll show you how we can do. There are a lot of methods inside this string. So if in order to access those methods, in order to access those methods, you can just use a dot. So s is a variable right here. Yes, sorry, yes dot. If you give dot in that class, what are the methods that we, what is meant by a method? What are the operation? What is the task that we can perform? So all those things, these all are all the methods in that particular class. You can make use of it. This is a predefined class which Java has provided us. So in this class, you have lot of methods. It provides us lot of methods. So no need to write again the code for all these things. So you can make use of already predefined class methods and you can get your task done. Suppose if I want to calculate the length of this string. So what is the length of this string? If I want to calculate it, no need to write the code again. Just make use of this method. So s, so this is the variable s. If you give dot, dot is the thing which you can make use of it here. So in order to access the methods of this class, string class, s dot. So if you want to calculate the length, you can make use of it. So there are a lot of methods. If you want to replace some characters in the string, that you can do it. If you want to replace all, replace first. So if you want to split, if you want to check if your string is starting with some particular character or particular word, so whatever it might be. So a lot of methods has been provided already by Java. You can just make use of it. No need to write the code again. So if you want to calculate, if you want to find any substring, substring means any other a part of a string. So these things, if you want to convert your string to lowercase or if you want to convert it to uppercase, so all these things, if you want to trim is nothing but removal of white spaces. So if your string is starting with a space or ending with a space, so the starting, beginning, and ending, if you want to remove the spaces, then you can use this trim method. So a lot of methods has been already provided for us by Java. You can make use of them. No need to write the code. So for now, let me discuss few of the frequently used methods which we regularly use them. Okay. So first I'll start with the length. It will be easy for us. So how to calculate the length of a string? So number of characters in a string is called the length. So the length of this string is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 characters. So let me try to print the length of this string. So just, yes, instead of printing here, the length given string is s dot length. So if you just use this method, it will return you the length of the string. So let me save this program. Right. So it is 20. The length of the given string is 20. So if you go into this class, let me step into this. Yeah. So it is returning, they have written something here. So in this method, they are writing some piece of code. So they are writing the code in a language which is not, say I'm a Java language person. I can understand Java, but they have written in some language which I'm not able to understand this one. So this we call it as data hiding. They will not allow us to understand what they have written. So this is the significance of the dot class file. So they have provided a lot of methods here which they are predefined. So, and they didn't provide us dot Java class. They have provided the dot class file. So this is the Java library. So this is one of the class in the Java library. So like this, we have a lot of methods. So let's see one by one, which are the frequently used one. So this is the length method using which we can calculate the length of this string. Now let us use one more string here. String s2 is equal to demo. So this is my another string s2. So this is my main string s and this is s2. Now what I want to find here is in my main string s, uh, is this content available or not? That is what I want to find. Okay. So is demo available in my main string or not? That is what I want to find. So how I can find here is system. We have a method for it. Is s2 present in yes. S dot contains. So this is the method contains. So if yes contains s2 or not. So this is what I want to check. So it will return me either true or false. If s2 is present in s, it will return me true. If s2 is not present in s, it will return me false. So this is a condition we are checking. So it will return a Boolean value. So let's see how it works. Let me run this program. Yes, S2 is S2 present in yes, true. So let me change some characters. This is a case sensitive one, even if it is capped. So here demo is there, here demo is there. But here it is capital letter, it is small letter. Let's see if it works. It is not working. It is case sensitive. So this is the contains method. So even though demo is there, but additional to it, if I'm trying to give someone if I'm trying to give any other characters over there apart from demo, it will return me false. So this is the contains method. No need to write the code, just you can use that method which is already available. And now let me do with the replace thing. System.out.println, we shall use the replace one. Okay, after replace, okay, I want to replace spaces, whatever spaces we have here. After this we have a space, after this we have a space. So we have spaces, right? I want to replace those spaces. So how I can do that? Replace. Here you have lot of methods here. The first one is old character with new character. So if you want to replace a particular character, if you want to replace a character sequence, you can do this. If you want to replace a regular expression, so these are the lot of other methods, we'll see them. So for now let me check with this one, character sequence. So which character I want to replace? Space. So I want to replace this space with which character I want to replace. I'll replace with underscore. Okay, so I'm replacing space with underscore. Let me save this one. Right. So if you see here, after replace, this is a demo class. This is a demo class. So all the spaces are gone. In place of space, I am getting underscore. I'm getting underscore. Okay. This is how the replace work. If I want to replace a particular word or a sentence, even that I can do it. So if I want to replace is a word. So instead of word is, I want to replace it with another character, another something like this. Is not. Instead of is, I want is not. So let me run this one. So not is. Why it is coming like this? Oh, here also I have is, right? In this also we have is. So this is has been replaced with is not. Again we have is. So this is also replaced with is not. This is how the replace work. And if you want to check for any regular expressions are nothing but like if you have any uh, combination of anything. So then we go with regular expression. So going forward, we'll see the regular expression as of now. So replace, so we use replace like this. Okay. Now let's see substring. Characters from 2 to 10 plus s dot substring. Substring, you have three different methods over here, two different methods for substring. One is beginning index, the other one is you have to give two parameters, beginning index and end index. So what does this mean is, if you want to print the characters from particular point to particular point, so I want to print from index is nothing but location, index is nothing but location. So I want to print the characters from second location to 10th location. Then I will go with, that means I want to define the ending value as well. So from this value, I want to print till this point, till this location. Then I can go and use the second method. The first method when we use is, if I want to print the characters from the second character till the end of the string, then I go with the first one. I'll show you both. So from beginning index, so I'm not specifying any end index. So from I want to print the second character. From second character, I want to print this one. I want to eliminate the first two characters. I don't want to print the first two characters. I want to print from the location 2. Second location. Index means location. So, but the in Java, the index starts from 0. That means T will have the 0th location, H will have the first location, so I will have the second location. So from I is space is a demo class, it will print my the output. So let me save this one and run the program. See, is a demo class. So these are the characters from 2. I didn't specify the ending index 10. So that is why it is printing the entire line. After the second character, it is printing the entire line. So I can specify the index, ending index as well here. Just give comma and 10. Okay. So it will now print the characters from second character to the 10th character only. It will not print the entire string. Yes, it will print from second character to the 10th character. Okay, let me save this program and run. See, it printed from second to 10th location only. It didn't print the entire statement. So this is the substring method. Okay. Now let's see the replace method. Or character at suppose 11th position. If you want to print the character at certain location, okay. So s dot, you have a method character. This is the method index. You have to index is nothing but the location. Okay. So index you have to specify. I want to print the 11th location, 11th position means I have to give the 10th, because for strings in Java, the index will start. I'll explain you now. Okay, let's save this program. Let me run this one. It is D. So if you see this one, this is first location, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight, nine, 10. So 11th position means D. So if you want to print the 11th position character, you have to give the index as 10. Why? Because so indexing in Java means position, giving the position of a character. So index will always starts from 0. Suppose if you take a string yes, this is a demo class. The index will always starts with 0. In Java, index will always starts with 0. Starts from 0. It will not start from 1. It will start from 0. So if you want to print this character, you should give the index as 0. This character 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth location. This one is the fifth location. 6. This is the seventh, eighth, ninth, 10, 11, 12. This is the 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So even though the length is 20, it has 20 characters, but the index will start from 0 and end at length minus 1. It starts from 0 and end at length minus 1. What is the length of this string? The length of this string is 20. Length is equal to 20, but the index will end at 19 only. This is the indexing concept in Java. Okay. So if you want to print 13th character, you have to give the index as 12. Okay. So this is the indexing concept. Even here also for substring also, characters from 2 to 10 means, so it has to print from HIS. But then as the index starts from 0, it will, so 0, it will start from I. The second character means, if you are giving 2 means, it will start with index whose value is 2. Indexing, it will calculate based on indexing only. It will not calculate based on our visibility, but it will calculate based on index. Okay, so this is one method, caret. So let me show you the trim option. So I am giving spaces intentionally here. So I am giving spaces here. In between, if I have one or two spaces, that will be ignored, but the initial and last spaces only, it will be trimmed. So let's see the trim. System.out.println string s2. Let me print like this, s2 first, then only you can understand the difference. Now system.out.println string s2 after trim. S2. Let me save this one, run it. Oh, I didn't give the trim. Dot trim. Okay, let me save this one. So if you see the difference here, the above line string s2 at the bottom. Okay, let me maximize this one. So here if you see, it printed the spaces, but here if you see, after trimming, it removed all the spaces at the beginning and at the end. So it would have removed the spaces here. If you see here, if I click the next arrow, it is coming to the next line. But whereas here, if I click the right arrow, it is going to the right side. See? So trim will remove the spaces at the beginning and at the end. If you want to remove any spaces, white spaces, this will help you. Okay. So these are the few methods. Let me see if I missed any other method. Caret, concat. Yeah, concat. Let's see what is concat. System.out.println. Concat is an S2. S2. Concat is nothing but combining these two strings. S dot concat S2. That means I want to add this S2 string after S. So after S, I want to add this S2 string. If I want to do that, I will use this method concat. So let's save this one and see the output. So if you see here, this is a demo class. This is a demo class is yes. After yes, if I want to print S2, so then we use this method concat. If I want to combine two strings, one after the other, then we use the method concat. This is the concat method, and apart from that, okay, starts with, ends with, and uppercase, lowercase. So let's see one thing. So if I want to convert to uppercase, so I want to convert this string, yes, completely to uppercase. So let me uppercase of yes. Yes dot to uppercase. This is the method we use. S dot to uppercase. It will convert all the lowercase letters to uppercase. Let me save and run it. See, it has converted to uppercase. This is a demo class. It has converted to uppercase. The same thing with lowercase also. You can do that as well. Okay. Now let's see one more method. That we have to see. Starts with. Okay. So if S is starting with any particular character or a word, I want to check that. Okay. Um, it's S, does S start? If I want to check this one, how I can do that? So this will return. Okay, it will accept only strings. Okay. Now let me check this one. Yes, it is returning true. Let me give the space so that it is returning true. So if I want to check if my string is starting with any character or a word, suppose if I give like this, yeah, it will return me a Boolean value. It will return me a Boolean value. Here we are checking the condition. If my string is starting with or ending with a particular string, then we can check it with this method. Okay. So these are the few methods that we frequently use with string. If you want to really work on strings, if you want to know what all these methods, so if after space, if you give like this, it will show you a lot of methods here. So if you want to know, if you are eager about knowing all these things, Dorena. If you are eager to know all of about all these methods, you can just Google them. You can get. So how you can give here is methods of string class. So there are a lot of methods here available. So they have given some explanation. So if you want to try them, we can try. So I have covered most of the frequently used methods. These are the frequently used methods. So if you want to try with other things as well, you can just have a look over here. So in Google, you can find all those methods and what is the return type and how you can. So they have given you the description, what it is, what this method does, and they have defined. They gave you the return type. What does that method return to you? So all these things they have given. So if you want to try, you can go. So search in Google and you can get all those things. So I have given you the most frequently used one. We can check if the, so there are few methods. You can check if the string is empty or is blank. So if it doesn't have anything, it returns true if the string is empty or contains only white spaces. But whereas it is empty, if you want to check if the length is zero. So these are, so if you want to check all those things, you can try with those methods. So whatever are frequently used, I have discussed here. So any doubts till now in strings?
No, ma'am.
Yeah. So now let's see about the Boolean. So it will take only two values, either true or false. So I'll demonstrate with this only. So we have yeah, contains. Okay, I'll copy this one. I'm checking here. I'm assigning a value to the flag where I'm checking the condition here. If S contains S2 or not. If S contains S2, then it will return true and that value will be assigned to flag. If S doesn't contain S2, it will return false and that value will be stored in the flag variable. Now what I am going to do, I will just print that value, flag value. Just print the flag value. Let me differentiate this too. Hmm. Does yes contain S2? False. Because S2 is this one, but this is not available in S. So it returned false and that false value is stored in flag. So Boolean is a data type which will store only two values, either true or false. Okay, so this is how we assign some value to a Boolean variable. Any doubts in this? To check any particular condition. Here we are checking the condition like if S contains S2 or not. So this type of conditions, if you want to test and the result value, whatever the output of the this condition, that value it may be either true or false. That kind of values, if you want to store in a particular variable, then Boolean is the best thing. So true or false. So that those type of conditions, those type of evaluations, if you want to the result of those type of things, if you want to store in a particular data type, then Boolean is the best thing. So these are a few data types that mainly we will be using them. So any doubts in these things? Shall we go to the practice program if you don't have any doubts in this? Okay. Let me create one more class. Okay. We'll see that program which we have discussed. Didn't open that today. Okay, let me copy these lines. Okay. So at line number 6, what we are doing, we are creating a variable a whose data type is int and the value is 10. Okay. At line number 7, we are printing that a value. At line number 8, we are creating one more variable I of type int and whose value is 5. And in line number 9, we are doing something here, I plus plus, that we are going to discuss now what it is. And at line number 10, we are performing some arithmetic operation. A is equal to a plus I. So that we will discuss. And finally, we are going to print the a value. Can someone guess what will be the output at line number 11?
16.
Okay. Okay. Good. Others? Any other output? Any other result apart from yes? Apart from 16?
15.
15. Okay. Okay. We'll see it. What will be the output? Either 15 or 16. Let me save this program and run it. It is 10 and 16. At line number 7, it printed the output as 7. And at line number 11, it printed the output as 16. So what is actually happening here? We'll see it. There are two different concepts here. Increment, decrement. Increment means adding the value by 1 plus 1. Decrement means decreasing the value by 1. That means minus 1. Okay. How this increment is happening? There are two different ways. One is pre-increment. The other one is post-decrement. Sorry, post-increment. Sorry for that. Pre and post increment. Okay. The same thing here. Here also pre decrement and post decrement. So pre increment means any variable. Suppose I am taking the variable a. A is equal to 10. Pre increment means plus a. Any variable, whatever variable it may be, plus a means first the value of a will be incremented by 1, and then whatever expression, suppose if I am doing plus b, let b variable hold the value 5. Okay, so I am doing an arithmetic operation here, a plus b. I am adding the value of a with value of b. That too, first I am incrementing the value of a and then adding that value, incremented value, with b. So what will be the value of a here? First it will be incremented. So the 10 value will be incremented by 1 and then it will be added to the value of b. So here the value of a will be incremented by 1 first. So it will be 11. plus, and then B. What is the value of B? 5. So the output here, it will be 16. Okay. Now post increment. Post increment means A plus plus. Okay. A plus plus. And now I want to add this value with B. Okay. So what here it will happen is, in this line, whatever line, suppose this is a 10th line and this is the 11th line. At line number 10, where we have defined this one, the value of A will not be incremented. The value of A will not be incremented. It will be incremented only if the execution goes to the 11th line. Okay. So at this point of time, at line number 10, the value of A will not be incremented. It will be same as how much we have defined. So it will be 10 plus, what is the B value? 5. So the output will be 15. At line number 11, if I'm printing system.out.println, this is the shortcut for system.out.println. So we'll be using this one. So if I'm printing the value of A here, here at line number 11, the value of A will be incremented by 1. So here it will print the value of A as 11. But at line number 10, it will not be incremented. This is called post increment operation. So after performing this operation only, the value of A will be incremented. Before this operation, before this task, it will not be incremented. Once this task is completed, then only it will be incremented. So at line number 10, it is not incremented. At line number, once this task is completed, so at line number 11, the value of A will be incremented by 1. So here it will print the output as 11. Whereas in line number 10, it will take it as 10 only. Okay. This is post increment. Whereas in pre-increment, suppose this is the 10th line. At line number 10 itself, the value of A will be incremented. Before doing any particular operation or any particular task, the value of A will be incremented. First increment will happen and then it will do the next task. So increment or decrement, for increment we use 2 plus symbols. For decrement we use 2 minus symbols. So if you are using 2 plus symbols means it is increment. If you are using 2 minus symbols means it is decrement. Based on where we are using, like before the variable or after the variable, it will be like pre-increment or pre-decrement. If you are using after the variable, then it is post-increment and post-decrement. So if it is pre-increment or pre-decrement, the increment or decrement will happen on that line itself before doing any operation. Whereas in post-increment, it will not be incremented or decremented at that point of line. So once the specified task is completed, then only the value of it will be incremented automatically, incremented or decremented automatically. So here, let's see pre-decrement. At line number 10, I am giving minus A plus B. So what it will happen, minus A means A value will be decremented by 1. So 10 will be decremented to 9 plus what is the B value? 5. So 9 plus 5, which is equal to 14. So here it will be printed as 14. Whereas in post decrement, this is line number 10 and line number 11. Line number 10, I am giving A minus plus B. So it will not be decremented at line number 10. So what it will take? The A value will be 10 plus B value is 5, which is equal to 15. But at line number 11, if you try to print the A value, it will print you 9. Is this clear? What is increment, what is decrement, what is pre-increment, post-increment, and what is pre-decrement and post-decrement?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, now if you go to the program, see, at line number 9, what is happening? We are incrementing the value of I by 1. So what will be stored in I? I will hold the value I plus plus. That means I value will be incremented by 1. That means that value stored in I, address I, it will be incremented by 1. So initially I value is 5. Now I will store the value as 6. At line number 9, it will not be incremented. But at line number 10, the value of I will be incremented. Now it will store the I value is 6. So here the operation is A plus I. A value is 10 and I value is 6. So 10 plus 6, which is 16. And that value will now be stored in A. Initial value of, so let me write like this. Let me write the program here. Int A is equal to 10. Int I is equal to 5. Now I plus plus. So A is equal to A plus I. This is what we are going to do. And finally, we are printing A value. What is A value? So let me write like this. Initial values. Okay. Like A, I. Now initially, what is the value that is stored in A? It is 10. And what is the value stored in I? It is 5. At this line, I value is incrementing by 1. So at this line, the value will not be incremented. And when the execution comes to this line, the value of I, which is 5, will be replaced with 6. So now this is not the I value. The new I value is 6. It will be stored in 6. And here what we are doing, first this part will be evaluated first. What is this? So we are performing an addition operation between A and I. So A and I will be added. So what is the value in A? It is 10. And now what is the value of I? 6. 10 plus 6, which is 16. And now this new value will be assigned to A. So A will not hold the value of 10 now. It will hold the new value, which is 60. And now if you print A, it will be 60. This is how the execution works. The program will be executed. Clear all of you? This sample program which we worked. Don't worry about this class, this program, what are these. So once we start with the oops concept, you will get clear understanding of what is this class, what is this public static void main string args. Don't worry about that. As of now, you just concentrate with variables only. So our current topic is variables. So on variables, you concentrate these things. Like apart from the variables things, whatever we are discussing, like class, main, what is this main method, don't worry about it. Once we start with the oops concepts, you will get clear understanding of all those things. Okay, is it clear now, this program?
Yes, ma'am.
So okay, we'll start with conditions. I'll just give you brief description on what is the conditions, which is our next topic. Okay, we have already seen what is a condition. Like if you want to, so in strings we have already seen, like if if yes contains, yes dot contains yes 2. This is a condition. We are checking a condition. Condition is nothing but if we are checking anything and it is returning us only two values, that is either true or false, then we call it as a condition. Then we call it as a condition. Conditions in Java. Okay. So if you are checking something and it is returning the result in either true or false, then we call it as a condition. Suppose I want to check if a person is major or minor. So based on age, I can check it, right? Suppose if the age of a person is int age is equal to 18 or greater, or this is the age of a person. I want to check if the person is major or minor. So how I will do, if age is greater than or equal to 18, then I can say this person is major. Otherwise, if age is less than 18, then I say minor. So what I'm checking? I'm checking this condition. This is the condition. What this will return? It will return me either true or false. It won't return, apart from true or false, it won't return anything. If age is greater than or equal to 18, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. So this is the condition. Okay. So what we will do, the syntax of the conditioning is, for the first type of condition is if else. What is if else? So in if I'm writing this condition, age is greater than or equal to 18. If it is true, this code block will be executed. This is the true code block. That means if this condition is true, if it is returning me the true, then this particular block of code will be executed. Otherwise, else this piece of code will be executed. This is the false block, false code block. If my condition is true, it is returning me true value, then this part will be executed. If it is returning false, this block will be executed. At a time, only one block will be executed, either true or false. Both will not be executed. At a time, a condition will return me either true or false. So only one code block will be executed, either this part or else block. This is the if else conditioning in Java. Is it clear, all of you? This is the simple conditioning in Java. If you want to write some code to check, if you want to check if the condition is returning either true or false, then you will go with if simple if else block. So if a person is major, you will allow him to vote. If a person is minor, you will not, you will block him from voting. So this is a simple example of writing the conditions. Clear? This is the first one, first type of conditioning, if else. Okay. Now I want to check. So apart from if else, I want to write multiple conditions. Now I want to not stop only with one conditional block. Like only one if else, I don't want to stop it there. I want to write multiple if else conditions. So as of now, whatever we have discussed, if and else. If the condition is true, this will be executed. If condition is false, this will be executed. Only one condition we were checking. Condition one. Only one condition we are checking. But I don't want to stop with one condition. I want to write multiple conditions, and based on that, I want to execute it. So is there any possibility? Yes, we can do that. So how we can do is, if condition one, if it is true, this block will be executed. Else if, again I can write one more condition. Condition two, if it is true, this will be executed. Else if, condition three, like this, I can write multiple conditions over here. Finally, I can write else. If all these conditions are false, finally, like here, it will execute all false. All the conditions are false. Then this code will be executed. If condition one is true, this will be executed. If condition two is true, this will be executed. This is condition one, true. Condition two, true. Here, condition three, true. If all the conditions are false, then finally this will be executed. Is it clear, all of you? So we'll see examples in our next session so that it will be clear, more clear for you. As of now, we have seen if else, simple if else and multiple conditions over here. If else, if else, if else. So in the next session, we'll go deep into the conditions. I just want to give it just how we will work with conditions in Java. Is it clear, all of you? In today's session, any doubts you can ask. Otherwise, we can wind up this session and we can discuss on conditions in our next session. No doubts?